payments or what used to be called perpetual care funds. So there are benefits to doing it. There are a lot of responsibilities come. We end up being the owner. Okay, so I'm not so sure about the third party, but I think it is something that council deserves to see a little bit more information around, and even the value, the dollar that's quoted there compared to what a reasonable alternative may be. So I would certainly commit that as the outcome from this, we bring something back to council through 2014 for 2015's consideration.
Okay. Recreation and Leisure Services, the Community Grant Program. There's a report there on the 2%. So Russell.
Yeah, I understood it, Mr. Mayor. Through you to Brent, is there a way after we obviously Ashley has gone through and done the due diligence and which we're eligible, et cetera, so you've got more requests than we have money, or the 2%. I'm wondering, is there a way we can go across the board and get them all that 2% reduction, allow everybody to get it?
Through you, Mr. Mayor, that would be one of our suggestions of how to achieve the levels, just to reduce everybody by that percent to get them down to an equivalent level.
Deputy Mayor Nick.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Mr. Mayor, to Brent as well. Wondering, like, will we have a chance to actually see these and see, because some of them might have asked for more, some might have asked for less, and just giving all of them 5% reduction or 2% reduction might not be necessarily fair either. So I know we've had discussions about this in the past, and not that I want to have that necessarily. I'm just wondering whether you'd like us to help to make that decision.
Again, through you, Mr. Mayor, that is an option. I believe Janet has it. It's in your operating budget under Recreation and Leisure Services. You'll see a list of everything that was submitted and Ashley's recommendation. But certainly, if council wanted to do a detailed review, we could schedule time for Ashley's recommendation.
In the Rec and Leisure section, page 2 of 2, there's 3 different options. Third option is the recommended request. Council has gone through it, staff has gone through the request, and they meet our criteria. The ones that don't meet our criteria have been denied, and it does come in at the existing community grant policy budget, 2%. So option 3 is one that's there. There's additional grants that are 27.45 between the 2 different levels. Councillor Scott.
Perhaps we need to look at this and only have one amount that they could go to max. Like, supposing we said that the largest grant that we would give out is $500. Like, perhaps that way then more groups could have opportunity to go in. I realize that they're used to doing it, and I understand that. I know Sarnia, for example, doesn't put out community grant applications or give to everybody. That they do 2 or 3 organizations that come in and ask for something larger and more specific, like maybe it's the theater this year. So there's less people that get it on that thing. They had to stop it for exactly the reason that it's exploding. I guess the real question is, if the grant wasn't there, what would they do for funding? Would they be able to go out and raise it themselves?
Councillor Russell.
I have to disagree with you, Councillor Scott. It's not exploding. Matter of fact, since I've been here, I've been it's been quite excellent the way they present this. Every year we have probably more discussion about this. Hopefully this year we won't. But we've had more discussion about this one item for $39,000 every year than we do the whole rest of the budget of $3 million or whatever. But I think, the bottom line is, yes, they do have other funding sources. Some maybe, and we've talked about this in the past. Some of them, that's their only source, but we also have a winnowing process. They go through the winnowing process. And I think the winnowing process shows that in certain cases it's a one-time only thing, or we don't fund things for that period of time. It's the start of an event out or something like that. We've gone through that winnowing process, so I don't see it's not been jumping by leaps and bounds. I'm saying that if there's going to be any jumping like that, we don't have to go down the Sarnia road. What we do is we keep it within what the staff has kept everything else within. And I think they can understand that. You could say to them, say they asked for $2,000 and they had 2% less than $2,000. or whatever it is. They can understand that. That's our guideline that we've given to all departments, so it's no different. That's,
We've taken the past couple of years to develop a policy. These are falling within our policy. Staff has brought this in with number 3.
but I wanted to finish my further point to this was that we did get a report on this over a year and a half ago after the Recreation Master Plan and after all the stuff had settled out after the Recreation Master Plan, and the staff did say to us, this is some of the best dollar investments we make in the community. We could double this and triple this and quadruple this, and it's still the best money we would spend, because all you have to do is look at the results of Community in Bloom every year. What do the judges say? Well, the strength of this community is the strength of the volunteers. You were very eloquent about this. Mark Cullen was very eloquent about this. This investment in those groups is a good investment at the best of times. So.
Okay. Councilor Bonds.
I don't know why we're having the discussion. I mean, Councilor Russell, you did it right. We have a policy. We have to hear that policy. These people applied by October 31st to that policy. I think you make perfect sense. Hold it to 2%. If you want to look at changing the policy, we do that next council does that.
Deputy Mayor Day.
I also agree that this is really the best money spent. I mean, it's wonderful to have the people investing as they are. I do think that it may warrant us to reconsider the policy before the next council, because I know it works very well at the county level to actually not fund operating expenses, but fund specific capital projects or events, because I notice people are asking for money for utility costs or for postage or for things like that, and that is a dividing line which helps people to take care of the fundamentals themselves, and we just help to augment their programs. And it's often a discussion of the county, but I think it's a wise approach. Obviously, I don't think we apply it to these. People have made applications with expectations. It should be feasible. So I think we have to go with what we have.
Okay. I'm getting a consensus that the item 3 or the recommendation staff is preferred option here by the council. Okay. The next one is Recreation and Parks. This is the 43,000 dealing with the M&R lands and washrooms and parking lots. Councilor Thompson?
I believe this is premature. I think when we talk about this is a tri-party agreement between the province, us, and First Nations, so this is a little premature. I think it's got to be deferred.
We'll get some more information back on that. Okay. Councilor Underwood?
To Councilor Bonstill's point earlier in the day, I mean, it's either federal or provincial, why are we taking on their baggage? I mean, I get it, okay, it's nice, it's a good thing, but we're going to be taking on more than what we use within our purview, right? Clean up their own mess, for God's sakes. I mean, just try and get something out of them.
Okay.
Get your chance in the spring.
Sure.
Councilor Scott?
I understand what the councilors are saying. However, Paper Wash doesn't have any property down there that belongs to us. They always feel like they're getting the short end of the stick because there isn't a lot that we could do other than roads and maintenance and different things that we do down there. Those washrooms are a disgrace as they stand right now. The tourism that happens down there, I mean, little children won't use it. So that means they're out on the beach and they're on the side of the road and etc. So, I mean, they are disgusting, and we really need to do something, whether we get on the government and tell them that they have to give us a 42.3 so that we can do something with it. I don't know. But for economic development, if we just wash this under the table again, I think it's wrong.
I think it's clear we're in the process of talking with them and seeing what can be developed. Councilor Russell?
Well, we'd like to, through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councilor Scott, we'd like to accelerate this. I think we have a tool, right? And our tool is very simple. We have a building inspection department. And all we have to do is make headlines about this. I request the mayor to go and do this. And we have our building inspectors go down and we basically make headlines about the fact the M&R haven't taken care of it for 10 years and we've had to close them. And we basically make headlines. We get even Monty, who's really good at getting headlines. Monty comes down and he stands there, looks cool. And he wants to put fragmenties on the head. You know, he'll do his thing. He's good at that. He produces when needed. Whether we get any, we might get his attention, because I think this is the issue. They tried to fluff us